Alright, so let's have our part 3, Engineering Economy Review. So ngayon, this is all about uniform series, or commonly we know this one as annuity. Tapos na tayo sa simple interest and compound interest. So annuity, ano yung annuity? So actually yung annuity, yung tubo dito is based on compounding interest. Same pa rin as compounding interest. Pero in general, this is defined as series of equal payments or amortizations at a given time interval. So for example, naghulog tayo ng pera, pwede naka-withdraw tayo ng pera or hulog, it depends on the problem. Let's say A at a given time period, compounding period. Now, if you want to solve for the equivalent present value of this money at the present time, let's say P, i-atras lang natin yan lahat. I-atras natin sila lahat dito sa present time. So, from compound interest formula, we can have the present value in terms of the future amount, F over 1 plus I raised to N. Alright? So, kung i-isa-isahin natin yan, for example, yung P natin is equal to, una, you have A over 1 plus I raised to 1. That's on the first year. Raised to 1. Next, A. Ito naman, i-atras natin yan to the present time. Just following that formula. So, A over 1 plus I raised to 2 kasi nasa second year. And so on and so forth until the nth period. Depende kung kailan matatapos yung ating amortization. Alright? So, as you can see here, yung nagbabago dito is yung kanyang exponent, the exponent of 1 plus I. Or actually, this is our effective rate. Okay? Yung exponent nila. So, pwede natin siyang ma-rewrite as a summation function. Alright, so magiging function yung ating n. Gagawin natin siyang summation of A over 1 plus I. Let's have the variable x. Starting from x equal to A. For example, nag-start ka sa first year. So, A is 1. Kung nag-start ka sa second year, A is 2. Until the nth period. Until matapos yung amortization. Pwedeng ganito. And, fortunately, yung calculator natin is able to operate summation function. But we still need to memorize the formula for the present verb for annuity. Kasi may mga times na kailangan talagang gamitan ng formula. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-rely masyado dito. Okay? Now, kung meron kang present worth, equivalent present worth of all of these annual payments or amortization, meron ka ding future worth. Now, imagine, itong lahat ng yan, na-convert natin into a present value. Present value. Kinonvert natin sila lahat. So, after natin yan ma-convert into a present value, so, isipin na lang natin yung pera natin is isa na lang, yung P. Well, itong P na yan, pwede natin yang i-forward. I-forward natin siya until the end time. That's the future amount forwarded from P. Okay? So, again, disregard all of this kasi na-convert na natin yan as a present value or present money. So, from present money, yung F natin is from present money multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N. If we have P, which is this one, multiply natin 1 plus I raised to N. Raised to N. Mangyayari dyan, matatanggal ito. Tatanggal yan. It means that the formula for the future amount of amortization is equal to this. Natanggal lang yung 1 plus I raised to N. So these are the fundamental formulas for annuity. And parating nating magagamit to until the actually lahat ng problem sa economy, parati natin itong mai-encounter na formula. Okay? Alright. So, meron tayong tinatawag na perpetuity. Ano yung perpetuity? It is an annuity where the payment periods extend forever or the periodic payment continues indefinitely. So, this is just an assumption. No? Pag masyadong mahaba or matagal yung bayad mo, consider yan an indefinite. Hindi natin alam kailan matatapos. So, it is assumed that end here, yung n natin is infinite. Yeah? So, the perpetuity or the present worth of this perpetual payments, atras natin yan dito. Galing pa rin naman sa formula na yan. Galing sa formula na to. And if we set n as infinite, alright, set n as infinite, look what will happen. 1 plus I raised to infinity becomes infinite value. So, relative to an infinite value, itong 1, napakaliit yan. Matatanggal lang yan. Ito rin, yung denominator natin is infinite value. So, bale, itong term yan, infinite over infinite, infinite over infinite, that one, is equal to 1. Magiging 1 lang yan. So, the present worth of perpetual payment is simply A over I. That's A over I. Ito yung ating concept na gagamitin pagdating sa capitalized cost. Alright? So, galing sa mga formulas niyan, meron tayong mga tinatawag na factors dito. First of all, ito. That one, that factor. That is simply denoted as F over A. So, ito yan ha. That one. So, kung i-divide natin both sides by A, matatanggal to dito. So, kaya F over A yung notation niya. I and N. So, ito yung makikita natin sometimes sa ibang mga books, mga solutions sila. Which I know, it's hard to understand pag baguhan ka pa lang. Kasi ganito yung solution nila. So, if you have A multiply mo nito, then you have the value. Which is quite, nagkakalito. Yung baguhan ka pa lang sa topic na to. So, we call this as equal payment series compound amount factor. Compound amount factor. So, compound value. F yung ating numerator. Pag i-reciprocal naman natin yan, baliktarin natin siya. Ang mangyayari, baliktad din yan. A over F. So, we call this the equal payment series sinking fund factor. So, equal payment series sinking fund. So, ito yung ating sinking fund, yung amortization na. Okay? Alright. So, dito naman, this one, that factor. So, as you can see, i-divide lang natin yan ng A. So, tanggal yan. So, that notation will be expressed this P over A, I times N. Ganun siya. P over A, I, and N. We call this the equal payment series present worth factor. Present worth yung ating numerator. Pwede pa rin yung reciprocal. Yung reciprocal niyan. So, baliktad lang din dito. Okay? But ngayon, although A yung nandito, hindi siya sinking fund factor ha. Iba yung kanyang denominator. We call this the capital recovery factor. That one, capital recovery factor. Okay? So, these are factors that you might encounter, especially in the board exam. Anyway, madali lang yung gamitin kung ibibigay yan. Just simply analyze the original formula. Okay, example tayo. Suppose that a fixed sum of money, A, will be deposited in the savings account at the end of each year for 20 years. At the end of each year for 20 years. Now, if the bank pays 6% per year compounded annually, find A such that the total of 50,000 will be accumulated at the end of 20-year period. So, eto, walang problema. Titingnan natin yung given interest rate. So, 6% per year compounded annually. Pag ganito yung term, then that's the nominal interest. But since this is compounded annually, walang problema yan. Kasi yung A natin is also the payment period is per year. So, yung N natin, since per year yung ating payment or yung A natin, yung N natin is the number of years lang din, which is 20 year. Yung I sub N natin, the nominal interest rate is 6%. And that's automatically our I in the formula, 0.06% per year. Now, Find A such that a total of $50,000. So that's the future amount, $50,000. Now with this given, obviously magagamit natin is the future amount formula. So we want to solve for A. So F is 50,000. A is a known. I, direct substitution, N over I. Kuha natin yung A. 1359.23. Ganun lang kadali. Okay, how about this one? A man paid 10% down payment of 200,000 for a house and lot and agreed to pay the balance on monthly installment. Tingnan natin yung term monthly installment for 5 years at an interest rate of 5% compounded monthly. Alright, ito yung tatandaan natin. Pag yung given interest rate is may term na compounded, basta merong term na compounded, that is our nominal interest rate. Okay? Specific, the general term dyan, dapat 15% per year compounded monthly. Pero sometimes, tinatanggal nila yung term na per year. Ibig sabihin dyan, 15% per year ba yan? Pero i-compound siya monthly. What is the monthly installment? Okay. As we can see, ito yung inutang niya, 200,000, pero binayaran niya yung 10%. So, bali yung balance niya, or tawagin natin siyang present value of the loan, is the balance that is equal to initially 200,000. Tanggalin natin yung 10%. You have 180,000 as your balance loan. So, ito yung babayaran niya in monthly installment for 5 years. Okay? Take note ha, yung N natin is the compounding period. So, 5 years, hindi 5 years yung gagamitin natin kasi every month tayo nagbabayad sa isang taon. So, number of years multiplied by 12. Kasi isang taon, 12 months. Or that's our M. The mode of compounding. So, 60 months niyang babayaran yung bahay. So, rate of interest is 15% compounded. So, 0.15, that's the nominal interest rate. That's compounded monthly. Per year yan, compounded monthly. So, ang gagamitin natin na I is 0.15 or I sub N over M over 12. This is now per month. So, yan yung ibig sabihin dyan, ha? This is now per month. Okay, kung titingnan natin yung cash flow. Alright? So, ito yung first year, the 12th month. Ito naman yung 5th year, the 60th month. Yan yung ibig sabihin dyan. So, una, you have a balance of 180,000. So, yung balance niyan, yan yung babayaran natin in monthly installments. So, what's the concept here? This is our present value, equivalent present value of this, all of the money. Ganun lang. So, present value, gagamitan natin siya ng present value formula. So, atras natin lahat. Bale, inatras natin yung lahat. Dapat lahat ng present value dito of your payment must be equal to the balance para mabayaran mo yan. So, using this formula, with P as 180,000, alright, yung A is unknown. So, 1 plus I, 0.0125. Yung N natin sa formula ha, that is 60 months kasi monthly yung ating installment. Minus 1 over 1 plus I raised to 60 times I. Ganun lang. Then, kuha natin yung monthly amortization, 4,000. Okay, that's 4,282.187. So, ang cheap pa ng bahay nito, no? Anong year pa kaya ito ginawa itong problem na yan? 200,000 lang sa ngayon. Alright. Anyway, another example. A man purchased a car with a cash price of 350,000. So, mas mahal pa yung car kaysa bahay sa previous problem. He was able to negotiate with the seller to allow him to pay only a down payment of 20% and the balance payable in equal 48 end of month installment. So, binanggit na dito yung N natin is 48 end of month installment. So, at 1.5% interest per month. Okay, take note. Pag walang term na compounded, hindi yan nominal interest. What we have here is 1.5% interest per month. Per month, sinabi niya na diretso. So, that is your I. Per month. Yan na yung ating I. Kanina sa previous problem, you have compounded monthly. Ibig sabihin doon, nominal interest rate pa yon per year, pero i-compound natin monthly. Ano yung kaibahan dito sa solution? So, how much is monthly payment? Ganun pa rin, monthly payment. Tingnan natin yung ating 48 months daw babayaran. So, this is the number of months. So, of course, yung ating 12th month is the first year. The 48th month is actually the 4th year. No? Kasi 48 divided by 12 is 4. Anyway, ganun pa rin. You have here a present loan. No? That's the balance. Babayaran natin ng equal payment date. The concept is still the same. So, the present value of all of these payments must be equal to that present loan or the balance. So, yung P natin, initially you have 350,000 but nagbayad ka ng 20%. Tanggalin mo yung 20%. You have 280,000. Yung N natin, binanggit na, that's 48 months. Yung I, automatically that's 1.5% or 0.015 per month. Again, hindi na siya I sub N yung given. Automatic na. Okay? So, please be mindful of these terminologies being used in the problem. So, you have the P. Gagamitan natin ng formula. Same process. Yung P natin ngayon is 280,000. Unknown yung A. Alright? You have the I. You have the N. Kuha natin si A. That's 8,225 pesos. And this is per month. Alright, next problem. A man inherited a regular endowment of 100,000 every end of 3 months. Every end of 3 months for 10 years. However, he may choose to get a single lump sum payment at the end of 4 years. How much is the lump sum if the cost of money is 14% compounded quarterly? Compounded quarterly. Nominal pa yan. Ibig sabihin dyan, 14% per year, compounded quarterly. So, ito yung ibig niya sabihin. So, a man inherited an regular endowment of $100. 100,000 pesos pala. Every 3 months. Ibig sabihin dyan, every quarter of a year. Di ba? 1 quarter is 3 months. Okay, so let's say ito yung ating cash flow. So, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter is the 1 year. Second year, kinat ko na lang para hindi siya masyadong mahaba. Okay, first, second, third, and fourth quarter. Ibig sabihin dito, first 3 months, second 3 months, third 3 months, and fourth 3 months. And so on and so forth. Okay? For 10 years daw siyang makakatanggap ng 100,000. So 10th year is equal to the 40th quarter. 10 times 4. Every year you have 3 months. 40th quarter. So makakatanggap siya ng A. Makakatanggap siya ng equal amount of 100,000. Let's say that is our A. Now, sinabi dito, however, he may choose to get a single lump sum payment of at the end of 4th year. So, andito yung ating 4th year. Pwede daw na i-convert niya yung pera niya sa isang buong pera at the end of 4 year lump sum. So, bali, yung ibig sabihin dyan, pwedeng hindi siya makakatanggap ng mga pera riyan for that span, pero maging isang buong pera siya at the 4th year. Equivalent value niya at the 4th year. Tawagin ko siyang X. Okay? Now, pwede yung solution natin dito. We just need to convert all of this money to a lump sum. Pwede yung solution natin dito. From here to here, that is the present, no, that's the future amount of this money. Then, plus the present amount of this money. Trust mo yan. Ganon yung concept dito. Forward and backward lang yan sa ating cash flow. Pero, mas nasanay ako dito na mas mabilis for me actually na una, i-convert ko yung lahat ng pera dyan to equivalent present worth. Let's say P. I-convert natin sila lahat to equivalent present worth. Now, after natin sila ma-convert into an equivalent present worth, ngayon, ito na yun ang ating i-forward para maging lump sum at the end of 4th year or at the 16th quarter. Diba mas mabilis? Sige lang, i-try natin later para makita nyo. Now, to do this, you have, una, 100,000 yung ating endowment every quarterly. Then, again, compounded quarterly. That's I sub N, nominal interest. So, quarterly yung compounding. That means that your I, yung interest na gagamitin natin per period, is 0.14, the nominal interest rate, simply divided 1 by 4. So, you will have interest of 0.035 per quarter. And calculating the equivalent present worth of all of this money, gagamitan natin ang formula na yan. No? So, with that one, yung A natin is worth for 40th quarter. No? That means yung N na gagamitin dito is 10 or 10 years times 4, or that's the 40th quarters. Okay? 10 years times N, or M times T, the number of years. 40 quarters. So, the present worth of all of that, equivalent present worth, where A is 100,000. Okay? 1 plus I, yung I natin is that 1, raised to 40, over 1 plus I times I. Ito yung equivalent present worth. But take note, may pinakita tayo sa pinakaunang slide dito. Pwede rin, kunin natin yung present worth of that, summation of 100,000 or yung A over 1 plus I raised to X. Alright, nag-start yung amortization natin at the first year, nag-end siya at the first month, first quarter, and nag-end siya at the 40th quarter. The same result yan. This is the equivalent present worth. Ngayon, na-convert na natin lahat to equivalent present worth. Disregard all of that. Isang buong pera siya dito. Okay, tanggalin mo na yan. So, that one is forwarded to that. So, this is the future worth of P. The future worth at the end of 4th year. So, gagamitin natin tong formula na yan. Ganun lang naman, no? Yung mga formulas natin, pabalik-balik lang yan. Now, this time, yung N na gagamitin natin is in the 4th year siya, or 16. 16th quarter, or 4 years times 4. That is in 16th quarter. So, yung F is our X at the 4th year. So, that is equal to P. Then, 1 plus I. Yung I pa rin is per quarter raised to N, 16th quarter. So, that is our answer. 3702.939.73. Okay? So, ganun lang. Ganun lang siya kadali. Now, nabanggit ko kanina, pwede rin yung solution is, una, ito, gawin mo siyang future amount at the 4th quarter. Then, ito naman is i-atras natin, gawin natin siyang present worth dito. I-atras natin siya. So, bale, itong lahat ng yan is forwarded dito. And ito namang lahat dito is backward. Yan. Is it the same? Tingnan natin. Calculator lang yung gagamitin ko. Pero, hindi ko siya advisable na gamitin yan, no? Mas maganda, mas mabilis kung i-set natin sa present worth lahat. For me, mas convenient ako dyan. Okay, tingnan natin. So, i-forward natin to, itong pera na yan, dito. So, using future amount formula, 100,000 times yung I natin is 0.035. Let's check ko lang ha. 1.035 raised to mag-end lang ako sa 16th quarter raised to 16, then minus 1, then over I 0.035. Ito lang ha, just to show you the concept lang na pwede lang yung gagawin lang natin using the cash flow atras or forward. Ganun lang. So, ngayon, i-plus pa natin yung mga pera na to from 17th quarter until the 40th quarter. I-atras natin siya dito sa 60th quarter. Using the present worth formula naman tayo. So, ganun pa rin 100,000. Again, present worth formula yung gagamitin natin kasi inatras natin sila. So, quantity 1.035, that's 1 plus I. Now, take note lang, yung N na gagamitin natin dito is starting from 16 until 40th quarter tayo. So, that's the difference of these numbers. So, 40 minus 16 yung N natin. Ilan yung 40 minus 16? 40 minus 16. I will let the calculator do it na lang, no? Para hindi na ako magmano-mano. So, minus 1 divided by 1 plus I. 1.035 raised to N. Again, N is 40th quarter minus 16. Then, times I. Times 0.035. Present worth yung ginamit natin kasi inatras natin sila. Look, ano yung value? 3702.939.73. The same result. Pero, you need to clearly analyze na baka magkamali ka sa number X dyan, sa number of, for example, number of quarters. Whereas dito, ginawa mo muna siyang present worth lahat, una, then, yung lahat, kinonvert mo siya to lump sum. Okay? Sige. Another example. Maraming examples dito. Mrs. Carter deposit $100 a month during the first year. Then, naging 110 siya during the second year. And naging 120 during the third year. So, up to the third year lang yung bayad niya. Yung deposit. Now, how much will she have accumulated at the end of 5 years? Ano yung pera niya at the end of 5 years daw? So, you have an interest 6% per year compounded. Again, basta merong term na compounded, that's the nominal interest rate. Okay, tingnan natin yung cash flow. Okay, first year, for first year daw, $100 a month. For the second year, starting from the 13th month until the 24th month. So, second year, $110. Then, naging $120 for the third year. So, third year, 3 times 12, that's 36th month. That's starting from here, 25th month to 36th month. So, ito yung hulog niya. So, since merong interest rate, ano yung pera niya at the end of 5 years daw? So, that's the 60th month. So, ano yung magiging pera niya? So, present worth lahat. I know. Future worth of all of this money. Okay? So again, ito yung nakasanayan ko. Pwede natin itong i-forward sila lahat dito. Yung equivalent values nila. Pero for me, medyo mahirap siya kung gagawin natin kasi may gap dito. Okay? Makikita nyo rin pag maintindihan nyo yung concept dito. Ang gagawin ko, instead na i-forward ko sila isa-isa, kukunin ko muna yung equivalent present worth of all of that money. Let's see, P. Then, after ko yan makuha, ito yung i-forward ko to that year. Pwedeng ganyan. Same concept lang yan. Sulat ko muna yung given. I have a nominal interest, 0.06. That's compounded monthly. So, yung I na gagamitin natin per month must be the nominal interest rate divided by M. M for monthly is 12. That's 0.005 per month. Okay, so nabanggit ko, I will have all of the present worth. So lahat ng yan, present worth ko. Tawagin ko tong P1 using the present worth formula. So I have 100, 1 plus I. Meron tayong I dito. So 12 compounding period yan up to the 12th month. So 12 over 1 plus I raised to n times I. So ito yung equivalent P1 natin. Now, for this $110, gagamitin ko yung ating present worth formula for annuity. Yung makukuha pa natin na pera or the value is at the 12. This is the zero base niya. Bale, for this payment, ito yung zero base niya. Dito natin makukuha. I mean, yung pera na makukuha natin dito is equivalent to the present worth formula for annuity. So, you have 110. So, 1 plus I raised to 12 pa rin. That's 12 payment from here to here. Okay? But the same lang. Pero again, as I have said, that money is the lump money at the 12-year period, 12-month period. So, inatras natin yan, andito pa yung pera. But take note, gusto natin dito talaga sa present time. So, with this money, i-divide pa natin yan ng 1 plus I kasi iba-backward natin siya to the present time. So, ito yung P2 natin. So, that's 1 over 1 plus I raised to 12. Inatras natin siya ng 12 period. Raised to 12. I hope that's clear. Okay? Kasi ito yung tinatawag natin na deferred annuity. Hindi nag-start yung payment na yan. Hindi siya nag-start sa first period. Nag-start siya sa 13th period. So, we need to do analysis dito. So, you will get 1203.83. Same as here, ito, kunin muna natin yung equivalent money dito. This is still deferred annuity. So, at the 24th month, using the formula. So, 120, 1 plus I, 12 payment period pa rin, that one, minus 1 over 1 plus I, raised to 12, times I. So, i-aatras pa natin yan here. Okay, and that's equivalent to 24 period. Atras pa natin yan to completely calculate the P3 at the present worth. So, 1 over 1 plus I, this is 24th month. So, this is your P3. Okay, again, pag na-convert na natin yan lahat to an equivalent value P, i-forward ko na siya dito. So, magiging isang lump sum na siya. So, disregard all of this at tanggalin mo na yan kasi na-convert mo na siya to equivalent value P. So, pwede natin siyang i-convert. By the way, the present value P is the sum of all of the present money produced by these payments. P1 to P3. And that's equal to 3602.7. So, yung F, meron kang isang lump sum, isang pera at the present time. That will be that one, 1 plus I. Pinorward natin siya, nag-multiply ka ng 1 plus I. Raised to 60 na siya. Kasi to 60th month tayo. And that's $4,859.5. Okay? But actually, may mas madaling way dito, no? Kasi deferred annuity dito. May mas madaling way dyan to calculate each of the present worth. Gamitan natin ng sum function, summation function. Diba? Yung P is P1 plus P2 plus P3. So since they are equal payment, then that is the first one, the P1 is $100. So, inatras natin na 1 plus I, gawin mo natin variable X. Nag-start sa first year yung payment. Nag-end sa 12 first month, nag-end sa 12th month. Ganun na. Yung P2, ganun pa rin. 110 lang yung ating payment. Over 1 plus I raised to X. Nag-start sa 13th month. Ito. Nag-start sa 13th month. Nag-end sa 24th month. And for this one, P3, $120 over 1 plus I. Gawin mong variable yung X. nag-start sa 25th month, nag-end sa 36th month. So you will get equivalent value of P. Like the previous solution natin. So mas mabilis to. You just need to know the concept clearly para hindi ka mawala. So again, if we have the P, then F, same process kanina, 4859.5 dollars. Alright, diba madali siya? Second, next problem. Ito. Miss Brown deposits $750 in a savings account at the beginning of each year that is starting now for the next 10 years. Now, if the bank pays 7% per year compounded annually, how much money will Miss Brown have accumulated at the end of 10th year? Kinig ng mabuti dito. So, binanggit dito, nag-start yung payment niya at the beginning of each year. For 10 years siya nagbayad. So, itong period na yan, from 0 to 1, that's the first year period. Ito yung beginning of the first year. Nag-start yung first year. That's the zero time. Ito naman yung ating end of first year. Pero nag-start ka ng bayad dito. Of course, for 10 years ka nagbayad, matatapos siya dito. Beginning of the first year. Dito matatapos. So, yung beginning of the 10th year is also equal to the end of 9th year. And ito naman yung ating end of the 10th year. Take note, yung hinahanap, yung accumulated value at the end of 10th year. Pera dito, at the end of 10th year yung hinahanap natin. Okay? So, ganun pa rin yung concept ko dito. Itong lahat, kukunin ko muna yung equivalent present worth. After ko makuha yung equivalent present worth, i-forward ko siya at the end of 10th year. Hindi ako gagamit ng ibang formula. Purely annuity lang to lahat. And compound interest formula. Yung A natin is 750 annually. Yung nominal interest rate is, that's compounded annually, 0.07. So, yan na rin yung ating I. Dapat tugma yung payment period natin and interest period. So, annually yan. Annually din yung ating payment period. Annually din yung interest period. Dapat tugma sila, ha? Yan yung tatandaan natin. So, yung equivalent present worth dito, if we are to use this formula is only applicable from first to nth year. Okay? May I dyan. But itong nasa present time, do not include the I. O walang effect yung interest dyan. So, i-add mo lang yan. Plus A. Kasi nasa present time yan. Hindi pa yan tumutubo. Hindi pa yan naaapektuhan ng I. Kaya plus A lang. Ito lang lahat kasi nag-offset ka na from 1 to 9th year. The end of 9th year. So, yan yung magagamit natin dito sa formula na yan. I hope that is clear. So, yung pinaka-root formula natin is the present worth of annuity. In-add ko lang yan kasi nasa present time yan. Yan yung kaibahan basta. This is what we call the annuity due. Okay? So, yung N natin by the way dito, for this equal payments A, is the end of 9th year siya matapos. The beginning of the 10th year is the end of 9th year. Kaya 9 yan. Raised to 9. Then, plus A, plus 750, nakuha natin yung equivalent present worth. So again, kung meron ka ng equivalent present worth, pinorward natin yan. And take note, this is at the end of the 10th year. Kaya yung N natin is 10th year. At the end of 10th year. And that is 11,087.69. Okay? Pwede rin gawin mo. Ang gagawin natin dyan, ito, i-forward mo yan using the formula of the future money. Pero yung makukuha mo is at the end of 9th year. Then, i-forward mo pa yan ng 1 year. Basta atras abante lang yung gusto natin dyan, yung gagamitin natin sa cash flow. So, ito naman, at the present time, i-forward mo yan for 10 years. Pwedeng ganyan. Same amount yung makukuha mo dyan. Let me show you using the calculator lang. Para klarong-klaro talaga yung concept. Alright, imagine ito yung annual natin. Nag-start sa, disregard muna yung nasa first year. So, nag-start sa first year, nag-end sa 9th year. So, using the future amount formula, you have 750. 1 plus I. Yung I natin is 0.07. So, 1.07 raised to 9. Raised to 9 years at the end of 9 years. Minus 1 over I. 0.07. Take note that that value will be at the end of 9th year pa lang. I-forward pa natin siya ng 1 year para at the end of 10 years siya. So, pag nag-forward ka ng pera, simply multiply that one ng 1 plus I. So, 1.07 raised to 1 kasi 1 year lang siya from here. Aside from that, itong pera dito, i-forward mo siya, nag-travel siya ng time for 10 years. Okay, so plus the 750, pinorward natin siya. So, basta forward, multiply ng 1 plus I. 1.07. For 10 years siya nag-travel. So, raised to 10. So, that's equal value. 11,087.59. Just to show you the concept lang. Now, kung gusto mong maging fixed yung solution mo every time, simply calculate the equivalent present worth all of the time. Then, i-forward mo siya kung saang time mo siya gustong kunin yung equivalent lang of money. Okay? So, this is what we call the annuity due. Nag-start yung payment mo every first, beginning of the year. Pwedeng ganyan. Okay? Ito naman. A father wants to set aside money for his 5-year-old son's future college education. Money can be deposited in a bank account that pays 8% per year compounded annually. Okay. Per year compounded annually. Walang problema kasi nag-deposit siya per year. What equal deposit should be made by the father on his 6th through 70th birthdays in order to provide $5,000 on the son's 18th, 19th, 20 and 21st birthdays. Tingnan natin sa cash flow. Yung hinahanap dito, ano daw yung kailangan i-deposit yearly ng father starting the 6th birthday until the 70th birthday of the son. Para makakuha siya ng, maka-withdraw siya ng pera at the 18th birthday, 19th birthday, 20th birthday, to 21st birthday of the month. $5,000 each. So, ano daw yung ating A from 6th to 17th birthday? So, again, isipin nyo agad yung equivalent present worth. No? Like what we did kanina. So, eto siya. Pwede kong i-atras yan to the present time to get the present value. Equivalent present value. At the same time, itong A na yan, equivalent siya ng present value dito kung inatras natin siya. No? So, very clear yung concept. Unahin natin pag-solve si P using that one. Dapat equivalent money kasi sila. So, since this, nag-start siya dito sa end of 18th year, maganda gamitan ng summation. Look at this one. A summation of $5,000 starting at the 18th year and at the 21st year. No? 1 plus I raised to X yan. Over yan. Over siya. Kukuha natin yung P. So, after that, yung P na yan, equate naman natin dito. Okay? So, pwede rin, summation pa rin, or pwede annuity yung gamitin nyo, no? Na formula. Pwede rin ito. So, A over 1 plus I raised to X starting from the 6th year and at 17th year. Look at that one. So, with known P, equate natin dito. Pwede mo yan i-factor out, no? i-factor out mo yan, i-cross multiply mo yung term na to, 1 over 1 plus I raised to x summation function, then makuha mo yung A. That 1 over 1 over 1 plus I raised to x. Pwede yan sa calculator. You'll get 872.66. Ito yung dapat na hulog mo every year starting from the 6th year through 17th birthdays. Okay, another approach. Para klaro yung cash flow analysis natin. Another approach. Okay, pwedeng itong pera na yan, i-atras ko siya dito, tawag itong Y17, i-atras ko siya. So, that Y17 can be easily calculated using present worth formula of annuity. Now, itong mga pera naman yan, itong mga pera na to, i-forward natin siya. So, this equivalent money here of that deposit must be equal to Y17 na future amount. Kasi pinorward natin yan, that serves as the future amount of this money. Okay? Take note, the period here is 4 years. 4 na taon yan. So, kung gusto natin kuhanin itong pera na yan, Y17, using the present worth formula. Kasi inatras natin yan. Present worth formula of annuity. 5,000, 1 plus I, meron kang I, 8% per year. So, walang problema yan. Per year, compounded annually. The amortization or the deposits, it happens per year or the payment period. Wala kang kailangan i-convert. That money is equal to this. Now, as I have said, itong pera niyan, Y sub 17, okay, setting this one, this is the zero base of this annuity equals 0. So, ito yung zero base. Nag-start yung payment natin after the zero base. So, yung i-count mo na N nito, okay, yung i-count natin from 6 to 17 must be 12. 17 minus the zero base niya na 5. 17 minus 5 must be equal to 12. Kung finorward natin yan, the forwarded value at the 17th year is the Y sub 17. So, using future amount, kasi finorward natin siya, A, 1 plus I, so the time period here is 12 minus 1 over I, 0.08. Look, if we equate that one to this, kuha natin yung A and that will be the same. Yun nga lang, kailangan mo talaga maging maingat sa numbers dito, sa period. No? Unlike sa previous solution na kunin mo lang yung present worth lahat, no? Then equate mo yung dalawang present worth, same amount of money niya. Alright. Next. Ito. So, find the present value in pesos of a perpetuity payable semi-annually. If money is worth 8% compounded quarterly. Tingnan nyo ha. Unang-unang iisipin nyo dyan, dapat yung amortization mo, yung payment period, must be equal to the interest period. Now, nagkataon dito, semi-annually yung payment period, but quarterly yung ating interest period. So, you need to convert. Dapat maging the same sila. Okay? So, the second annual is the first year. The fourth annual is the second year, and so on and so forth. So, perpetuity yung hinahanap perpetual present worth. So, approaching infinity siya. So, if you want to, have the present worth of this, atras natin lahat. Okay. So, 15,000 semi-annuals. Nominal interest, meron term na compounded. Nominal interest is compounded quarterly. So, hindi pwedeng yung gamitin natin na I is i-divide natin yan ng 2, Hindi pwede. That one. Kasi this is intended for quarterly. gusto natin yung I na intended for semi-annual. Ang gagawin natin dito, we will convert that one to semi-annual by using the effective rate formula. The concept here, dapat yung per year na tubo is equal. Effective rate is the tubo per year. Alright, so yung ER semi-annually equate natin ER quarterly. Yung M natin for semi-annual is 2. Yung M natin for quarterly is 4. Okay? So, 1 plus I. So, ito yung per month. Magiging per semi-annual na makukuha natin dyan. Then, yung I naman natin dito for quarterly is I sub N nominal over M over 4 raised to 4. Okay? Yung I natin dito sa quarter minus 1. Then, makukuha natin yung value ng I that is now per semi-annual. Yan yung effective natin per semi-annual. Alam natin na perpetuity is A over I. So, 15,000 per semi-annual. I natin is per semi-annual. Dapat tugma yan. The answer here is 371,287.13. I hope that's clear, ha? Dapat tugma yung payment period and interest period. Alright, this one. With interest rate of 9% compounded continuously. Tingnan natin. Compounded continuously. What is the present worth of a perpetuity payable monthly? Tingnan ng maigi yung terms, ha. Interest rate 9% compounded continuously pero yung ating payment period is monthly. So, alam natin, present worth is A over I. But these two must be coincident, yung time period nila. I sub N na binigay is compounded continuously. So, we need to convert the continuously to monthly kasi monthly yung payment natin. So, ER monthly must be equal to ER continuously. By the way, before you watch this one, tingnan nyo muna yung part 2 ng ating lecture dito, which is the compound interest. And then yung concept about this ER, calculate continuously. Okay? For that one, 1 plus I raised to M, 12 per month. Then sa ER compounded continuously is written by this. E raised to I sub N minus 1. 9%. Okay? Rearranging that one, magiging ganito yan. Pwede shift so, buha mo yung I natin. That's 0.007528. This is now per month. That is now per month. So we can now use this one, perpetuity. 8,000 payable monthly. Interest per month. That's now 1,062,699.256. Answer is here. Okay? Meron pa. Maraming to. Pwede mo namang i-post pag nanonood ka ng lecture na to. I-post mo per problem. And you also have the time stamps. Nilalagay ko yung timestamp per problem dyan. Okay. Ito. How much money must you deposit today to an account earning 12% so that you can withdraw 25,000 yearly indefinitely starting at the end of the 10th year? Tingnan nyo, ha. 25,000 yearly indefinitely. That means di mo alam kailan matatapos. So perpetual siya. Pero mag-start yung yung withdrawals at the end of the 10th year. May konting twist ito. Perpetual payment siya. So, and approaching infinity. Ano daw yung i-deposit mo today? Or that's your present value? Para maka-withdraw ka starting at the end of the 10th year until infinity. Indefinite kasi. So, that indicates that this is perpetual. Okay, tingnan natin, ha. Deposit 12%. So, this is now effective rate kasi wala siyang term na compounded annually. This is now the effective rate per year. So, walang problema. 12% per year, then annually naman yung ating withdrawals. So, wala kang kailangan i-convert. So, the present value will be equal to 25,000 P over I. 25,000 yung makukuha natin over I na 12%. But take note, yung P over I na yan, perpetual, is yung inatras natin, offset ka lang ng 1. This is your zero base of these payments. So, ito yan. Makukuha natin yung equivalent money at the 9th year. Okay? So, gusto natin yung present time, i-atras pa natin siya. I-atras pa natin siya. Take note, this is lump sum of money, which is that one. I-atras natin siya, so divide 1 plus I raised to 9 years. Kasi ito yung zero base ng mga pera na yan. I hope that is clear. The answer here is 75, 1 to 7 point. Okay? Next. A bank offers its customers a Christmas Club account in which they deposit 12.61 a week for 39 weeks, starting from mid-February. At the end of the 39 weeks, that's mid-November, each customer will have accumulated of $500, which can be withdrawn to pay gifts and other seasonal expenses. What is the nominal interest rate assuming continuous compounding or compounding continuously? Okay, imagine natin, per week, they deposit $12.61. Then, the compounding period is 39 weeks. Alright, 39 weeks. Accumulated value, that's the future value, $500. So, to calculate for I, meron kang future amount, meron kang A, ito yung gamitin natin. Meron kang F, 500, then I is unknown. I is unknown. So, N natin is 39 weeks na. Nanggit na dyan. Hindi mo na kailangan i-calculate. By ShipSolve, kuha natin to yung exact amount. This is per week. So, it is assumed na itong I na yan is galing siya sa compounded, nominal interest compounded continuously. Okay? So, yung ER, imagine natin, ER, so this is per week, continuously, galing yan sa compounded continuously, i-convert natin to weekly. From week, converted to continuously. Kasi, compounded continuous daw siya galing. Assuming compounded continuously. So, take note, effective rate for continuous compounding, E raised to I sub n minus 1. Then, effective rate, weekly, 1 plus I per week. So, 52 weeks raised to M. 52 yung ating weekly ha. Nandun yan sa record, previous, natin, part 2 sa review. Minus 1. Pwede mong i-rearrange, pwede ShipSolve. Kung gusto natin rearrange, by the way, magka-cancel lang yung 1. So, LN. LN both sides, then LN din natin sa kabila. Mangyayari dyan, LNE, matatanggal lang yan. So, that becomes IN. Then, ito naman, yung 52, pwede natin yung ma-breakdown. Or you can just calculate that one. Makuha mo dyan is ito. So, this is now 4.52% per year compounded continuously. Yan yung ibig niyang sabihin dyan. Okay? Ito naman. A man plans to save $500 a month for the next 20 years at 10% per year compounded annually. How much money will he have at the end of 20 years? Again, ito yung binabanggit ko kanina. Dapat yung payment period is equal to the interest period. The payment is per month. The interest period is annually. Di sila tugma. Kita ko lang. The payment period, the first year is the 12th month, 24th for the second, 36th for the third year, and 240th at the 20th year. Okay? So, per month daw, meron daw siyang inuhulog na $500. Bakit 100 yung andito? Tingnan ko lang ha. $500. Okay. Dapat $500 yan. Hindi yan 100. Let me ano lang. I-edit ko lang. Sandali. $500 a month. Sandali lang yun. Okay. Okay, balik ko lang. Yan. So, ito yan. So, $500 a month. $500. So, gusto natin makuha dito, ano yung pera niya at the end of the 20th year. As I have said, dapat the same yung payment period at interest period. So, I sub n per year compounded annually yung given. So since yung ating payment period is per month, convert natin per month yung ating I. Monthly, annually. So, 1 plus I raised to m, 12 months minus 1. Basically, 1 plus I, that's ER annually is the effective rate automatically, or that's the nominal rate of interest, 10%. Diba? Maging 10% na yan, cancel yung 1. Anyway, kuha mo yung per month. Then, apply the formula. A over 1, A quantity 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 over I. Using that 1 as per month, ito yung makukuha natin. And this is actually wrong. This is actually wrong. Okay, makinig kayo mabuti dito. Bakit wrong yan? Bakit kanina pwede natin ma-convert? Makinig ng mabuti, ha? Now, yung ating original interest, the original interest rate, nangyayari or nag-compound siya per annual. Nangyayari siya per annual. Da? Kung naghulog ka ng pera dito at the first month, second, third month until the 11th month, walang nangyayaring tubo dyan. Kasi yung original interest is per annual. Walang tumutubo dyan. So yung mangyayari dito, itong 500, i-multiply mo ng 12 months, magiging isang buong pera lang dito at the end of the months. At the end of the years. Okay? Walang tutubo dito kasi walang interest yan. Gagawin natin, i-multiply natin yung 500 ng 12 para maging isang buong annuity. Yung annuity natin will be at the end of the year. Kasi based on the given original interest, that's annually. Compounded natin is annually. Ito yung tatandaan natin. Kailan ba natin i-convert yung I para maging equal siya ng payment period and interest period? Now, if the payment period, as you can see here, the payment period is per month, every month, is less than the interest period, which the interest period daw is per year. So, you don't need to convert the I. Ang gagawin mo lang, yung A natin is converted to annual. Baliktad siya. Magiging 500 times 12 na siya. Yan yung magiging A mo dyan. Kasi nga, walang mangyayaring compounding dito. So, you will have $6,000 per year. Yeah? So, ito na ngayon. Yung A natin must be per year. Yan. Yan yung kaibahan niya dito. Okay? So, you want to calculate for the future worth. Yung A natin is per year. Yung I natin is also per year. That's 0.1. Raised to 20 years na tayo. Hindi na siya 240. Raised to 20 years. The correct answer is 343,650. Okay? Klaro ba? Kung baliktad yan, greater yung payment period natin, then i-convert mo si interest interest. Yung ating interest. No? Okay, follow up. A wife plans to deposit $10,000 every 3 months, or that's every quarter. Na savings account at 10% compounded semi-annually. Tingnan natin ha. Tawag dito. The payment period is every 3 months. The interest period is compounded semi-annually. I sub n is 0.1. This is per year compounded semi-annually. Now, the payment period is every 3 months. Interest period is every 6 months. So, less than yung ating payment period sa interest period. That means you don't need to convert the I. Per semi-annual yung I natin. Tumutubo siya per semi-annual. So, yung A natin, instead na gawin natin siyang per 3 months, per quarter, gagawin natin siyang per semi-annual. So, 10,000 every 3 months. Multiply natin ng 2 para maging per 6 months siya. Or per semi-annual. This is now per semi-annual. So, times 2. Dalawang 3 months sa isang 6 months. So, ito lang yan, no? Magiging times 2 lang siya. Yung I natin, that one, 0.1 over 2. This is now per semi-annual. That one is nominal interest rate. Basta merong compounded na term. Para gawin natin siyang I mismo per period, divide ng 2 na M, which is for semi-annual. Yung N naman natin is for 5 years. That should be time times M. So yung 5 years times semi-annual tayo. F is 2. That's 10 compounding periods. Okay, we can now solve for F. Yung A natin per semi-annual is 20,000. 1 plus I raised to 10 minus 1 over I. That's 251,557.85. So, take note lang sa ibang mga books, lalo na sa mga local books, nagkakamali din. Meron din sila mga error dito, no? Parati nilang, yung iba, kino-convert talaga yung I, kahit hindi naman nag-correspond talaga sa condition na yan. Merong mga error na hindi nila namamalayan, mali yan. Okay? Pero sa mga foreign books, talagang ganito siya. Dapat. So, okay, how about dito? Baliktarin ko. A wife plans to deposit 10,000 yearly. This is now yearly. Savings account compounded semi-annually. Tingnan natin. Payment period is yearly. Interest period is semi-annually. How much will he have at the end of, will she have dapat, no? At the end of 5 years. Anyway, so I sub n is 10%. That's compounded semi-annually. Now, compare the payment period is per year. It is now greater the interest period, which is every 6 months or semi-annual. That means, kahit na nasa 1 year period ka, tumutubo yung pera mo in every 6 months. Tama ba? So, ang gagawin natin dyan, for this case, so si interest na yung i-convert mo. As is na yung ating 10,000 na A, the interest rate should be converted to effective rate. Okay? So, ER annually should be equals to ER semi-annually. So, you have 1 plus I raised to 1 for annual. So, ito naman, 1 plus I sub n, 10% over 2 over m, semi-annual, raised to m, minus 1. Basically, this is the effective rate. Effective rate kasi, effective rate is per year. Yung I natin is per year. Ngayon, substitute natin, 1 plus I, that 1, yung n natin, of course, is 5 years. 5 years lang. Ito yung sagot dyan, 61,355.57. Okay? So, I hope you got the difference, no? The payment period is greater. So, yan lang yung titinan mo, payment period at interest period. Alright, about this one. At what rate must funds be continuously added to savings account in order to accumulate 10,000 in 15 years? If interest is paid 5% per year compounded continuously. So, may ano to, medyo tricky to na. At what rate must funds be continuously added? So, infinite yung pag-fund mo dyan for 15 years. Ayan, tawagin natin siyang A. Infinity. Bali, every millisecond, naguhulog ka daw. Which is theoretical lang yan, no? I think it cannot happen in actual. Every milliseconds, naguhulog ka ng pera. So, how to solve for this rate or yung A natin? It is called rate kasi yung lalabas na unit dyan is per year. Para isipin mo lang na kilonewton per meter yan kung loading siya. Kilonewton per meter. No? Pero dito, dollars per year yung unit natin. Dollars per year. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na yung makukuha natin is per year. Ganyan. That is, ano yan? Tawag dito, unit niya per basta yung rate niya per milliseconds yan dapat. Okay, so you have the present future accumulated value 10,000. So, alam natin na yung future amount of P, for example, meron kang isang P dito, the continuously added, continuous yung ating interest, that's P E raised to I sub N raised to T. But take note, marami yan. May P ka dito, may P ka dito, that one, and so on and so forth. Infinite siya. Infinite. So, paano ba ito isolve? Paano ba yan isolve? Ibang case ito sa annuity kasi hindi siya per year. Infinite. Gagawin natin, okay, i-model mo yung P using integration. Gawin natin integration. Let's say this is dx. Okay? Distance x from the origin. Yung x natin dyan is the period. So, yung P at any time, this one, will be equal to A, that's the height of that dx. That's A dx using integral calculus. So, itong F na yan, itong P na yan, kung i-forward natin dito, ayan yung ibig sabihin yan. Ito, that one is forwarded using continuous compounding. Yung N, yung P natin dyan, yung T, will be this one, N, 15 years minus X. This is 15 years minus X. So, this is additional problem. Nasa Shom's outline kasi ito. Kaya, it might come out sa board exam. So, that becomes the P is equal to A dx. That's the P. Then multiply by E raised to I sub N times T. Okay? So, supposed to be, ang gagawin natin, summation of P. Yan, summation of this one. Yung F is summation of that one. But since this is indefinite, that's differential element, yung summation will be replaced by integration. So, ito na ngayon yan. Nilabas lang natin yung dx to the right. That one, nilabas natin to the right. By the way, yung t natin, the value of t is 15 minus x, or general n term minus x term. No, n is the end of period. Okay? So, from here, yung gusto natin makuha is the rate. The A. That's a constant value. Pwede natin siyang i-cross multiply. Itong lahat ng yan, yung integral of this, i-cross multiply natin sa F. So, that becomes F over E raised to I sub N and minus X dx. Gawin ko lang limits from A to B. Alright, yung F natin is that one, 10,000. Divided by integral of E raised to 0.05 compounded continuously. Then, N minus X. N is 15 years minus X. Nakuha natin yung rate. 447.63 per year. But that, that is not per year talaga. That's a rate. That's a rate. Parang kilonewton per meter sa uniformly distributed load. Anyway, Pero may formula dito. The future amount is equal to A quantity E raised to I sub n times T minus 1 over I sub n. Where I sub n is compounded continuously. Okay, annuity for continuously ito. F is that one. Then, ito. Follow nyo na lang yung T is time. Kuha mo yung A. Same yan. No? Ito siya is the generic solution using integral. Ito naman is the formula base. Okay, so that will end our annuity discussion. Medyo mahaba-haba talaga siya. See you sa next discussion natin. Uubusin natin yung fundamentals of engineering economy.